the little screw here need to be unscrewed, and use a good tweezer to handle those tiny things. Put it somewhere you can see it. They disappear very quickly. And just unscrew the retaining ring. When you put it back in again, assembly the lens, the shutter again, this ring should not be too tight, because then it will be hard to use the exposure ring. So this is a retaining ring, and then we take a little look inside the shutter, how it looks. Can it stays there? I think so, yeah. Good. Keep a finger on the exposure ring, and then take out the plate, the front plate of the shutter. It can only sit in one way because it has a guide hole here and a pin here. So that's, quite easy. Maybe I can change the light a little. Yeah. Now, one can take off the ring. Which looks like this. Can also only sit in one way, because there is a notch here, a notch here, and there is a pin here, and a little, what do you say, a small bending of the metal, so it can only sit in one way. Now, if I take off this plate, we can actually see the shutter inside. The shutter is advanced, it's fired at the moment. So just lift it up gently, like this. It can only sit in one way. So it is. Now, this is how it looks inside. The self-timer is here, holding by one screw. The slow gear, someone said the slow escapement or just escapement, is holding in place by one screw here and a screw under here, somewhere down here. So let's see if I can cock the shutter by putting on the retaining ring, so I can hold the parts in place and see how it looks inside. It's just like a small clockwork. So if I cock the shutter like this, we have to do it like this. See, the shutter blades are not in so good shape. Maybe I could reset it here to get it back to normal place. Yeah, it's close, but not fully. Sometimes one can do some little movement, but there's too much oil in this one. So if I push here, it will close the shutter. So we try to do it again and press the button, and it will just stay open until I do some movement with the slow gear. Do it again. And I can close it by doing so. Yeah, you see, the it's a bit sticky in some of the parts in here, and most of the problem is the sticky frame that actually hold the blade. I mean, move the blade when they have to move. So we need to go deeper into it, but it will be in a later film. So it will continue. So bye bye. Okay, we continue with the disassemble the shutter in the WERRA 1 with the Synchro Compur shutter. So let's have a deeper look inside. So how actually to get deeper into the shutter? This yeah. There are 3 screws around here on the back of the lens, the shutter, that need to be unscrewed. And then we'll just do so. They are very short, tiny screws. And so, and the last one. Then there's a washer around here that need to be taken out. And then we have a great look to more of it. The ring here is actually the one for the self timer, which you can see here. The pin, the change between self timer and X and M, X and V. And that we actually need to take out. This pin here is the one who changed between the the flash contact in here. And this pin is actually the one who goes into the to the self timer lever that actually cocked the self timer. So it's out. And then there are 3 screws that we need to take out. I haven't been into the shutter blades yet, but I will do it now. So let's have a look. Let's see how it goes. There are 3 screws around here, and I guess it can only sit in one way. I'm not sure if the blades will fall out or they sit in a kind of a frame that holds the blades in place. So let's see how it looks. Now, the the shutter is not cocked, it's relaxed. So if it's possible, I should lift up the shutter assembly here, if I can. Ooh, it's exciting. So I will just grab here and hopefully I will succeed. This one here. There's a small spring over here, a tiny hairspring that will go free. I think there was something about those tiny springs. I have no idea if there's other, but let's see how it goes. Okay, I think maybe one has to flip it over, and then not what I expect, but let's see how it looks. Maybe one will say, okay, you do it wrong. I possibly do, but that's the only way I learn things. I haven't worked much with shutters, so I mean the whole disassemble of into the plates. So I'm a little new to that part of the thing. But somebody has assembled it, and it can be somebody has assembled it so it can be disassembled again. So this is how it looks. So I have to figure out how to put the plates back in again. Yes. So by doing like this, I have to figure it out. There's one pin here. I don't think it's not that hard, but let's see how it goes. It was not correct. Has to sit like there. I just try to put the plates in again. Maybe it's all the same. Sometimes they are, sometimes not. So when putting back the plates and the shutter in the house again, one actually needs to do it correct. And there is a way to how those plates has to sit. Okay, doesn't go very good. So yeah, somebody might laugh a little, but we have to start somewhere. Interesting puzzle. I will say something like there. It looks like all the blades are exact same as I see it. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. But let's see how it goes. They're very sticky. I mean, with oil on the plates. Let's free up some space here so one can see how this will go. Yeah. Looks like all the plates are the exact same, in my opinion, but it needs some cleaning. So I will just add some 99% isopropyl alcohol in a small glass container, and it should just be small amount of solvent. I could have used lighter fluid, but yeah, in this case I think just try to see if it will work or not. And by the way, to make it easier to put on the plates, I will just use my suction tool, which is really handy. And I will use this one, which is bended a little. It will make it easier for people to see how it's actually put on the shutter itself. So, but let's see how this is. The shutter is. There is a spring here around the what you say, the the activation of the shutter button. So this spring has to be sit on the edge of the housing, where will be something like here. Yeah. Because the shutter button is actually over in this this side here. So we can see how it looks. I don't know if it's possible to take out this part. Maybe it is, maybe not. Yeah, it is. So I think it will make it a lot easier to put the shutter assembly back into the housing. And this hairspring will, if I see it, in my opinion, it should stay something like there. By pressing here, I will get, oh, too much light. So it should sit like there, and this end of the spring has to sit on the edge of the housing. It will say something like here, over here. And there was another spring over here that actually activates something. it's also pressed on the edge of the housing. So I'll just put it in here, under here, so it not falls around. Oh, it will just stay there. Normally those shutter has a aperture blades, but in this case it isn't there. There's just a plate that yeah. So let's do some cleaning. The plates will just stay there and have a shower. Yeah, hopefully it will turn out to be okay. Now I'll just add some lighter fluid on a cotton bud and do some cleaning of this part here. I think there will be a lot of or maybe it's just the blade itself that was too much oil on. But well, it's actually quite dirty. But I think it will be fine after this treatment. Of course I need more than one sticky, cotton bud. It looks like it's this place here that has more oil on the, yeah. Yeah, I think it will be good. Do it another go. Another cotton bud. To see if I can get rid of all the old sticky oil that sit there. One might say, okay, you could just have flooded with lighter fluid, but yeah, I could. But it's also interesting to see how it's actually inside the shutter, how things are put together, and how things actually is serviced. Maybe other would do it in a different way, I guess so. This is just my way, and nobody has actually shown me how to fix those things. I have to learn it myself, which is also good. I learn all the errors, which is actually the only thing you really learn from. I think it will be quite good. think it will be a good shutter after this treatment. It's amazing how much oil that is. Maybe it's a kind of rusty. Not sure. Yeah. I think it will be okay for now. Then I mean, it looks much better than it was. Well, the shutter itself also needs some gently cleaning. You see there are some traces of oil here around, which will stick to the blades and get them to not work. Yeah, it's only over here that is more than the other part. Yeah. So it is. So when putting the things back into the shutter again, maybe it was easier to just take parts out. So I think I will do so. So there is as less as possible. I can always put the things back in again because I know where they have to sit. So I will do so. Take out this, the long spring. This one have to come off here. The long spring here, the cocking ring. So the cocking gear. And then the escapement, which is held in place by one long screw and a short one. So also good to have a magnetic screwdriver, but I just take out the flow gear. Then the self timer. This is also held in place by one screw. I should have done this before. Yes, I should. The self timer here and the screw for it, which is longer and thinner than the escapement. Now then we have the shutter itself as it is, and then I can just clean the blades with some tissue. Let's see how it will work. How the blades look. And yeah. Well, there was some oil. Just use this as a place to put the plate. If they have to face like this or another way, I don't know yet, but I will figure it out. I think this shutter will work very good after this. Yeah. So yeah, no traces of oil. It'll be interesting to see if it, not if, but when it works. I mean, why spending so much energy on a very cheap camera? Well, I think it's interesting to work with those old mechanical stuff. Now, so it's time to actually put things in the shutter again and hopefully get it back to life. So it is. So if the shutter is closed, the blade should face like this. And since all the blades are the same, do they face like this or do they face like, yeah, I think so. Okay, we begin with a closed shutter. And of course we need more blades. Okay. There's something about this that reminds me of how they should face. But I will use my suction tool, which is more easy to handle the blades. See, very easy. And then, okay, easy little fellow. I'm not quite sure, but let's see. There's 4 blades that sit the same position, and the 5th sits, not quite sure, it sits opposite, but well, not easy. And there will be some who might think, okay, you did it wrong. Yes, no, but okay. Non-magnetic tool is absolutely essential. Okay. Now, yeah, the shutter is closed. Let's see something there, 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 and there. Okay. How do they put those parts together? I think one has to begin with the one blades that hold the other, as I understand it. And since all the blades are the same, it should okay. So, okay, we let one blade stay there and hold another. um, that might be a good idea. Something like this. So, and another plate. So yeah, I think I'll figure it out. So one plate stays there and the last one will just go under as I see it. Hopefully the suction tool is really good in this by working with plates. Now the last plate, how will that go in? I think it's something between those here. There's something about that I remember. I was holding in a wrong position. And this one has to sit like here. So I think it's something like that. I think it must be the way it is put in. And no springs are out, so I would guess this one is sit like that. The shutter button, no, it's the flash section over here. So it should sit like that. There's one screw there, one screw here. So maybe I can put it on and whoa. So I'm not sure yet, but very interesting in my opinion. So, and the next screw. Do you mind, little screw? Yeah. Ooh. Well, it looks okay, but will it work? That's the the important question. Just need the last screw that sits here. So if it works, it should be possible for me to actually move part of it. If I can do like this, get this out of position, and then maybe, yeah. Does not fully open the plate, but there's some parts over here that you see there's still something, an issue with the closing the blades, because I think there are too much in the frame that hold the you say the frame that hold the blades in place. So I guess it needs to be flushed. So but it was an interesting look inside to see how the things actually is working. This spring has to sit down here, as I remember. So well, I've cleaned the blades, so it's actually a huge success to figure out how to put the blade in place again. So I see the point. What I should have done is actually take out this frame here with the 3 screws, and maybe it's possible to take out. But how about the blades? Will they fool around? I would guess so. Then, well, I will just fully flush the shutter in lighter fluid, and well, yeah, to be continued. Okay, I took a deeper look into this shutter and found out why the the problem is because the spring that actually the main spring is really not, it doesn't have any power. So there's nothing really I can do about it. This moves freely, no problem. But if I put the spring on here, it will not have much power to do anything. They used to be much stronger than this one. It's just easy to put in without any problem. So the problem is actually the mainspring that fires the shutter, and I mean move the shutter. But it was interesting to see how things is actually working in those old things. See, I can just put it on. Normally you have to use a lot more force to put it in here. So you see, if I move it, there's not much power in it. I mean, they used to be much harder to move than this spring. So the spring simply is simply too weak. So, well, there's nothing to do about it. So, yeah. Hope you enjoy the content, but yeah, so it is. Sometimes you you lose and sometimes you win. But bye bye.